Hi guys, I'm Sean Rogers. I'm from Hyderabad. I'm a drag racer. I drag on both two wheels and four wheels. Since my childhood, I always been into both cars and bikes. I always saw my dad driving cars, different cars, and I always loved the way he drove the cars. And since then, I always wanted to drive like him, and that's what made me love cars and get into motorsports. Anything with wheels and machines, not just two wheels or four wheels, anything with wheels and machines is what makes me excited. I used to cut pictures from the magazines, stick them on the wall in my room, and that's where it all started. So I only have the exposure of drag racing and other motorsports formats of racing from these magazines. Even before I officially participated in a drag racing in India, back home, me and my friends used to, take our cars to an empty street and do a drag race between us. So that's when it all started actually. One day I was in Hyderabad and I came to know that there's a drag racing happening, and me and my friend thought, why don't we go and just have fun? And I took my dad's Honda Civic. He was in the US and he was not here, so I got the chance to drive the car around. So that's when I took the car to the drag races and I placed first. My first bike was a Kawasaki Eliminator. I still have the bike with me. 200 kilometers, 300 kilometers. Even my dad used to take the bike and go and come back. And that was my first bike. I still have the bike. So 2010 was, and again, an RD350, which was my childhood dream. And then in 2011, I got an FZ 1000. That's a naked bike. And in 2012, I bought an RSV4. Then again, I sold it and again bought another RSV4 because I was missing it. Then I thought, okay, let me race in drag races on two-wheeler as well. So in 2015, I got an S1000 RR. Since then, I've been racing on two wheels and also four wheels. My first car was a Fluence, Renault Fluence. That's a beautiful car. I bought that because it had a huge trunk space and everything. So back in the day, I used to shoot a lot. So I thought that's a perfect car for my entire gear to put in and travel around. And my second car was Volvo V40. And then I got a 320D in 2016, then an M3, and then an R8, and then another R8, which is this. Totally forgot about the Skoda VRS, the Octavia VRS. I think that was in 2014. In 2015, I have a friend by the name Anil from Vizag. He's an engineer professionally. So I took the car to him and I was like, I want to do something out of the box. So by then, drag races are happening and the front wheel cars having no traction and all. So I thought, why don't we build a rear wheel drive mid-engine car? And I asked him, can you do it? He said yes. So that's how it all started with the VRS rear mid-engine car. So the power figures back in 2015, the highest we saw on the car was, I think, 375 wheel horsepower. And I think in 2015, 16, 17, I raced with the car. And due to few regulations and all, I had to park the car aside, and it's still lying in one corner. Well, that car was kind of scary to drive. Since it's a manual and sudden spool and sudden turbo boost. Back in the day, it was really scary. A friend of mine drove the car and he was like, how are you driving this car? How are you even driving this car? So that's scary it was. After staging also, it never used to stay on the starting line. It used to roll forward or backward. So I had to use my right leg to hold the brake and also full throttle and then launch. So after the VRS, I got the M3. Got the M3 and I got it to 700 horsepower. So it's an F80 M3. I got Muscleman turbos, Garrett intercooler, stage 2 clutch pack, and a lot of other parts. And then I decided to go on the tracks. That's when I realized, rear wheel drives are not good. But it's a perfect street car. I enjoyed a lot on driving it on the streets. So after that, that's when I thought, okay, let's go with an all-wheel drive. Before deciding on which car to build, I almost bought a GTR in 2020. I put down a certain amount and it didn't go through. Then later I was doing a research on the internet, which platform, which car, which kit, which way to go. Then I thought, okay, V10 engines are really reliable. And if you can see, right now we are doing 1700-1800 horses on a stock engine, complete stock engine. The only thing we changed are injectors and plugs, that's it, nothing else on the engine side, okay. So imagine if you have a GTR, anything above 1000 horsepower, you need to build the engine. And building an engine is not a small thing. Nobody thought we would be building a twin turbo V10 here in India. I took it as a challenge. I thought, why not? When the rest of the world is doing it, we are not any less. Took the R8 and I placed an order for turbo kit in the first month of 2022. I was waiting for my turbo kit to come in, and it took almost 6 to 8 months, I guess, once I placed the order. So meantime, I thought, let's do something else. And I was doing question and answers on the Instagram, and someone asked me, where are you driving your R8 to? I said, next will be Srinagar, because a friend from Srinagar was calling me, well, like, come down, bring your car, we'll drive around. And then that's when I said, I'm going to Srinagar. I might be going to Srinagar. So, and then after seeing my answer, then 2-3 other friends started saying, okay, we'll go. Without me, you're not going. I was like, let's do it. And then we ended up having 25 cars. So, we formed a group and we started calling it Modball Run. And we took 25 cars from Delhi to Kardungla. I think that's the first time, any supercar or any sports car that to going in a group of 25 from Delhi to Kardungla was, I think that's the first time ever. So it was fun actually, like I said, I like challenges with the automobiles I have. So I thought, why not? When an Alto can go through Zozilla Pass, why not an R8? If there is an obstacle or anything, we'll figure it out. We'll go there and figure it out. There were few challenges where there were no roads and full of rock. And at one point we had a slush coming down all the way from top of the mountain. And I think it was 1-2 feet deep. And the slush had a mixture of cement also, I don't know how. So we drove through the slush, and at one point I stopped the car and I was washing my wheels. And at one point, while going through Kardungla, we had a landslide also. So we had to put planks, we had to lay the planks on the floor, on the road, and take it through. All the 25 cars made it till Leh Ladakh, and 2 cars didn't make it to Kardungla because there were these M3 V8s naturally aspirated. So above a certain altitude, the oxygen levels are very low, and these cars couldn't make it all the way to the top. So we had to park them aside and then come back and take them again. Way back, I got the car shipped from Ladakh to Bombay. So I got the car to Bombay and got it serviced there. And one of the guys from the service center took the cars for a test drive and he crashed it. And it was a total loss. The car got totaled and I had to wait for another, I think, again the accident happened in the month of August, right after our trip from Leh. August till 2023 March, I didn't have a car because these insurance guys were like not approving the claim, and it took me 1 whole year almost to get the claim and all. So after I got the claim in March 2023, that's when I got another R8, which is this R8. And same time I got the turbo kit. So the challenge was to bring in the entire turbo kit. It's about, I think, if I remember, which is about 11-12 kilos of cargo. You know, the turbos, the intercoolers, the plumbing, everything, whatnot. So I got it shipped to India. It was with the customs for 3 months. And they were like, what is this, what is this? So they were asking each and every detail of each and every part. So after giving them each and every detail of everything that I bought, then after 3 months, after paying a hefty customs, you know, then they had to release it, and I think that was in 2023 March, April. It was delayed for a year, not 8-9 months, but it was delayed for a year. So I got the turbo kit from Sheepy. It's just a turbo kit and a fuel system, which is good for 1000 horsepower. Actually, I thought it's a bolt-on and it's easy to build, and I thought we'll have assistance from the US, but it took us a lot. Almost everything needed an alteration, maybe from 100 parts, maybe 20-30 parts are straight fit. Otherwise, almost each and every other part needed some or the other alteration. Mainly because our cars being right-hand driven, and the rest of the parts in the rest of the world are built and made for left-hand driven cars, you know. So almost everything we had to redo or add up something or cut something or, you know, alterate something. But luckily, I must say, Sriram is one talented kid, and the guys from the US are surprised with the talent we got here. You know, they weren't expecting at all. In few issues, we had to tell them, you know, this is what it is, and they were like, okay, we'll figure out, we'll fix our parts right now. So we first installed the turbo kit and the fuel system, which was good for 1000 horsepower. And we were driving the car around and we thought this is not sufficient because there's no traction, there's no launch, proper launch control, and we decided to build the transmission first and then go with the Motec ECU. So we got the entire transmission built. It's a stage 6 plus. We changed everything that's available for the transmission from dots, and then we were like, okay, let's do Motec now. Then we got the Motec ECU and we were doing 9.5, 9.3 and 9.2. I'm in this drag race since day one for myself, you know, just to have fun, just to go faster and faster. Honestly, I'm not chasing any numbers or anyone's record. We were aiming for 8 seconds. And the track was bad, and we couldn't go into eights, and I was kind of disappointed. And everybody was like, you broke Singhania's record, or you broke the 16-year-old record. I was like, okay, let's settle for this for now. In 2006, I guess, Mr. Singhania's record was 9.27 in a Skyline built in Australia by Australians, and then shipped it back to India. Yeah, it was one crazy build back in the day. The recent race in Bangalore in the last December, which was a national championship, round 3, 4 and 5. Round 1 and 2 happened in the month of April 2025, and round 3, 4 and 5 happened in December. We were participating in 3 cars. One is the RS5, the RS7 and the R8. The R8 was not up to the mark. We were a little skeptical about running the R8, so I thought we'll run the RS7 to retain the points, as I was leading the championship points in the unrestricted class. So I thought instead of risking it, let's retain the points and let's take the RS7, and I raced on the RS7. Me and Sriram drove the RS7 in unrestricted class, and unfortunately the car got disqualified on round 3 because the car was in park firme, and Sriram didn't know. He thought the time was over and he can get the car out. So he went and started the car, and one of the competitors pointed it out to the officials and said that car has to be disqualified. Following that, round 2 and 3, again, we were a little safe on driving the RS7 and to retain the points. But our competitors always wanted to, point out something and wanted to get us disqualified. So for 2 nights, Sriram and the boys never slept. On the round 4 and round 5, the previous nights they never slept. They worked on both the cars and the RS7. And Sriram saw that this car ran 8.7 and below. So I slept. I had good sleep for the Sunday race, and Sriram never slept that night. And morning I woke up and I came into the living room. I saw all the car parts flying, and I was like, what happened? And boy said Sriram worked all night to fix the car. Okay. Then we went and we decided to run the R8 that day. And that's when we did 8.6. The joy and the happiness we got was priceless, and it was something else. After staging the car, my first prayer is like, Lord, let the launch control work flawless, let it work perfect, and let the car go in a straight line. With this kind of power and the kind of tracks we have, we never know what happens, You never know when the traction is lost, when there's loose gravel or anything. And in a recent race at Valley Run, if you see one of the videos, I launched the car. After 100 meters, it was like this suddenly. I lost the traction there and I got it again. It's scary. So in those 8-9 seconds, all I think was, let the car go in a straight line without breaking anything. That's it. So in those 400 meters, all I get excited is about the adrenaline and the aggressive launch and all. If you check the numbers, I think R8 is faster than an F1 car in the first 400 meters. It does 2 seconds in 0 to 100. Which F1 car, I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm running 19-inch in the front and 18-inch in the rears. because we need high profile drag slicks to be accommodated. So on the stock engine, we only change the injectors, fuel rails, plugs, and that's it. We also had to bring down the old engine which was in the car, and we had to install this latest Technica engine which I found later. So the stock R8 engine is not in the car anymore. The engine that came with the car, it's in the US getting built for 3000 horsepower. So before I sent the engine, I found a brand new Huracan Technica engine. 0 kilometers, never plonked in any car. So I found it, and yeah, I did 8.8, 8.7, 8.6 on the same engine. So everything is not the same. The engine, the block is the same, but the electronics, the plumbing, everything is not the same. It was very easy for our boys to, swap it and put it on the streets again. We had the ID controller BPC from T1 and Motec. Two Motec ECUs are running the car, and the roll cage from check engines. Yeah, it's a custom made it in-house. So the turbos are aftermarket. They are from Garrett, and Garrett being very sweet, they are sponsoring us for the next 3000 HP build. They are sponsoring us with 4 turbos. Thanks to guys at Stellar Turbo from Bangalore, and he's made it possible that we are getting G42 1550 turbos, 4 of them, and along with that few wastegates. Well, at the end of the day, it's not about money. So many people has money, and everybody can put in money and get the cars built. So here it's not about that, it's purely about why not? Why not us? Why only the Western countries? When I got the VRS rear mid-engine built, I had the same attitude. Yeah, it takes months and weeks to build the car, to prep the car just for those 8-9 seconds on the track, right? Everybody has that drive. My brother Sriram from Venom Performance and brothers from Check Engines, they're always there. And we all together, I think it's the perfect team you can find anywhere in this country. Because even they are automobile enthusiasts, and they also have built few amazing builds like the VRS 600 all-wheel drive car, which is the fastest Octavia. And I think it has done 9.6, 9.7, and another RS7 again, which is 9.6, 9.7 second car. So everybody likes to build fast cars here. So everybody has that drive in them, Luckily I don't have to run after them saying, let's do this, let's do that. I'd say, okay, we have a race coming up, let's get the car ready. And we are all together prepping the car, and we are all there on the racetrack at the end of the day having fun.